Hey guys, we had planned to be out searching this weekend, but with the rain that we have and the flooding and all of that, we've had a change of plans. So we wanted to come on here and just give a absolute complete rundown of the Randy Leach case, where we're at on this, what we've done. We are going to discuss theories. A lot of these theories is what we've come up with. A lot of this you guys have shared with us. So you will probably hear some names, some locations, and I want it to be known right now, we are in no way saying anybody is guilty or that a location is 100% involved in this. It's just a theory, no fact, no evidence, just theories based to help us find locations. So, starting off, we'll talk a little bit about locations that we have already searched and have been able to clear. I know our first day searching, we covered 9 bridges, and we covered all but one bridge on 9 Mile Creek, and we covered the Cow Creek Bridge that is on 222nd Street. And I can tell you where these bridges were. 198th Street, 25, Loring Road, 222nd Street, both the 9 Mile Creek Bridge and the Cow Creek Bridge, I-70, 234th Street, Chieftain Road, DeHoff Drive, 246th Street, and Evans Road. The one bridge we haven't got to get to, they have a sign up that's closed to through traffic. So as soon as that road is up to where we can go down it, we will be going to that bridge as well. And then last Sunday? No, before that, Friday, when we went to visit Alberta and Betty and Larry, we stopped at Wolf Creek on our way back, and I still don't know who shared the image of Wolf Creek with an object. Please, whoever you were, let me know that was you so we can say thank you. But we were able to gain access, get to that, and determine that that was basically a big drainage pipe that looks to have washed down. It was not a vehicle. We have cleared that. So please let me know that was you so we can say thank you. And then on Sunday, we went to Cedar Creek. That's where Chrissy joined us. And you ladies want to talk about what we done out there?
We threw the magnet, kept getting stuck because it was so shallow. We took the boat out. We went down to the area that someone had told us, that Brittany had told us was what looked like a vehicle. When we got down there, it was just a big rock formation, and then we tried to do the drone. The wind kept blowing it back, so.
And that rock formation, that was kind of cool looking though. I mean, we're talking 1.5 feet underwater. Yet satellite was still able to pick that up, and we could look at the image and we can look at the rocks, and it was identical. And that was kind of neat. But thank you, Brittany, for sending that to us, sending it to others, and keep those images coming. And did you throw the magnet?
No, I didn't get a chance to throw the magnet.
Oh, I got it stuck.
But that was okay. I mean, we were learning as we were going, and I at least got out on the little boat and went out in that area, and it is, I mean, you talk about huge rocks, and I'm thinking they're probably there to stop erosion from coming down. But like I said the other day, guys, it's eerie. To be in that section where there could possibly be somebody or something, I just want to go back in. Let me tell you.
We will.
Patiently waiting.
We will.
Yeah, because from out in front of the boat ramp is very shallow. We did not go downstream yet. Adventures with Purpose has been downstream. In their video, they had a lot of issues with their boat because it's so shallow. Larry let us know that it's very shallow. So we went upstream to this image, and in doing so, we did find a large area of this creek that, I had a 4-foot oar. I stuck it in the water. I'm estimating this is over 6 foot deep, which is plenty deep enough to hide a vehicle or something. And 10 Highway runs not 1,500 feet up from where this area is, so something could have very easily went in to the creek there and washed down to this area, get in the hole and stuck there. And those are the areas that we have. Cedar Creek obviously is not cleared. That's going to be several trips before we can mark that clear. But the other areas we have been able to say is clear. But we've got over 51 other locations right now on our list to search for Randy. And a lot of these are private property. So we will need property owner permission to search it, but we do have over 51 locations to search. Speaking of locations, I asked them and then myself to each pick one location that we feel is relevant and kind of discuss where it is and why we feel drawn to that area. So, one of you want to go?
I'll go ahead. I would still have to say Cedar Creek, really. It's very close to the location, right?
It's not real far.
It's not real far. It's an easy place to disguise something. Back in '88, it probably wasn't. The tree lines and the water levels obviously would have been different during that time. So God only knows what we're going to find, guys. And it's killing me. But yes, Cedar Creek to me is, I want to go back like yesterday. So.
I want to go back to Cedar Creek too.
Yeah.
What about you?
There's a part of Stranger Creek that we were told nobody had, by Larry, Betty's husband, that nobody had searched yet. Is that right? And where it's at, it's kind of like a little leg off to the side before it meets up with...
It's where 9 Mile Creek runs into Stranger.
Yeah, it's where those two meet.
And mind you guys, me and my sister, we were born and raised here in Leavenworth. And we're familiar with Stranger Creek. And we're finding things that's like, where did that come from? Has that been there the whole time? So, yeah.
This area, it's completely overgrown with trees around it and everything, but who's to say back in '88 those trees weren't there?
Right.
And the car may have gone off that way. It was an open field in front of it. It could have gotten stuck and nobody saw it, and the trees just grew up around it. So that's the area that I think we need to put on the list next.
So it was a vacant field then. There was nothing around.
We don't know about the trees, but we do know that the creek banks are deep enough that if a car went in there, you're not going to see it from the road. Yeah. And it runs parallel to the main road between the party and the Leach's residence.
And that made me think of something. If anyone is out there that could help us figure something out, if there's any way we can get some kind of aerial view or road map or something from that era, that time frame in '88, that would be amazing to help us, guys, because we're going off now. We don't know what it would have been back then. So if anybody knows how to do that, can you please explain it to us or send us images or something? That would really help us.
Yeah, because the furthest we're able to get back was 92.
Yeah.
And we're trying to get to 88. So if you got a way please let us know how to get back to 88 on there. Do
To
some
look at
time
maps
traveling.
and some kind of footage or something.
So what was your, as far as out on the search in the case, what was your feelings on Sunday?
That there's a chance that I figured we would really find something, honestly. I mean, even with the little equipment that we had, I figured we're going to catch something. We're going to pick something up. We're going to be able to finally see it. And that's why I want to go back so bad, because we still have quite a bit to search, but that same adrenaline's pumping. And it's, yeah.
With this location, how it's next to everything, but it's still so secluded. I think we're going to find something there. It may not necessarily be part of the Randy Leach case, but I think we have a good chance of uncovering something that may help in a case there.
And I think that's the thrill you get every time you search in water or creeks or little whatever. There's always that chance that you may find somebody completely different or something completely different. So it's just the kind of the excitement and the wanting to figure it out.
And what did you actually take away from our searches?
That we need to do more. I mean, just the little area that we looked at, we got to mark off that one little box of that rock formation, but there's so much more that needs explored and everything, even upstream, downstream, and like where it might meet the Kansas River. I mean, that's where I really want to look.
And speaking of the Kansas River, Brittany again sent us an image of what looks like a vehicle sticking up in the sand, that if you take the Cedar Creek to the river, make an immediate left, it's before you get actually into the river, there's a sand barge that runs through there. And next time we're out there, we will be checking that location to see if this is a vehicle. Then we had another individual reach out to me that wishes to remain anonymous, and she had photographs of what appears to be a vehicle. And it took me a minute to see it in the brush and the sand and how it was laying. But once we saw it, it really kind of popped out at us.
That's all you saw after
it's
that.
Camera angle. You got to hold it a certain direction.
But once you saw it, that's all you saw. There was no doubt what it was.
So we will be, and granted, that's on the other side of DeSoto. But we will be definitely checking that as well. We'll probably have to go in at the DeSoto boat ramp to get down to this area. But it's not far from the ramps, like 3,000, 3,500 feet from the boat ramp. And when we met with Alberta, Betty, and Larry, when I say three of the sweetest people, they topped that chart. And Megan, why don't you tell us a little bit about that meeting?
We learned quite a bit. I mean, most of the meeting was just meeting Alberta and just getting to know her and Betty and hearing some of her experiences, and it was a lot of fun. I'm not going to say this experience is fun, but meeting Alberta and Betty was a lot of fun.
It kind of puts you at ease a little bit.
Yes,
this wasn't going to
definitely.
be a nail biter the whole time.
I mean, I was nervous going in, knowing what we're trying to do, and it's like, oh, this is Randy's mom. I'm so nervous. But after I got to sit and talking to her, it's just like I've known her forever. She's so sweet.
Unfortunately, I haven't had the honor of meeting any of them yet, but I feel like I already do.
Say, it was literally like sitting at the table talking to the three of them. It was like visiting with family that you haven't seen in years, just trying to catch up, so comfortable, and just you could feel the love radiate in that house.
And
Go ahead.
well, I was going to say, if they can, if Betty and Alberta and the rest of them can give off energy like that, that they're just, we make you feel like family. Can you just imagine the type of guy they raised, Randy? Can you imagine what a good-hearted person he was? And that just breaks my heart even more.
Yeah, as incredible as meeting Alberta was, it was so heartbreaking to see somebody so sweet going through this. And now, if I had to pick a location, I'm going to be a little bit different. Catfish Bob has made several comments on here questioning sinkholes. And that has really got me thinking about that. And I've been looking into it. So far, I have not found any evidence of any kind of sinkhole. But it got me to wondering if maybe there was a shallow pond drying up that somebody could have hit a vehicle in and then just filled the pond in. I mean, filling old farm ponds in like that, it's very common. It's not going to draw attention, and it could hide a vehicle. So I got my work cut out looking back on maps to see if there's any locations like that. But beyond that one, I would have to say the caves.
Yeah.
I would love to be able to go into the caves at the cliffs. Emily Hadley has allegedly claimed to have seen a murder there. An officer who was later fired for who knows what reason. This is where he found and took pictures of the satanic symbols and the fire ring, and claimed that he saw a large body of water inside this pond cave. I want to go inside this cave. But then also Cambridge Point, and then Zip KC has a hidden cave. I would love to go in all of these caves. If you have contacts with any of these caves, please help us get permission to go in and search these. And if there's nothing there, we can clear it and then put the rumors to rest about these caves. And if there is something there, we could finally get Alberta the answer she's been looking for.
And with those caves, you have to remember this happened in '88. But that doesn't mean there's not something left behind. A lot of you are probably thinking, well, that was how many years? 33 years ago. What's left to find and whatnot? You'd be surprised in those caves.
Now, when I said that Emily Hadley allegedly witnessed a murder there, I'm not saying that she did or she didn't. I saw a report that states that she claimed to see it, so I'm not saying she did, just something that we have been able to uncover publicly. So this is public information that's out there.
So it is then. You're making double sure that it is public.
Right.
They can see this if they go in and look at it.
Any of our theories that we put out, it's based off of information we find that's public information.
Right.
So we're not trying to throw Emily under a bus here.
God no.
And if she did see a murder, that's a horrific thing for her to have to go through.
So she contacted her. She contacted you herself.
No.
Okay.
No, we found this looking into the case and different things that are out there about it. And that's where we found this, along with the officer who took the pictures. I have seen pictures online of what he allegedly got pictures of.
And they will just, what?
And I want to go in that cave. I mean, if you are tied to this cave, get me in there.
That really was not.
And for another name, if anybody has any kind of contact information for Teresa Holden, please reach out to me, or Teresa, if by chance you see this, please reach out to me. My contact information is in the video description. And again, we're not saying she had anything to do with this or not. I would just like to talk to her and hear from her. Another person I would love to talk to is, what's Leanne's last name? Leanne Turner. If you could reach out to me, I would really love to talk to you about this case and kind of pick up where Adventures of Purpose may have left off and hear from you personally on this. Again, my information is in the description. You can call me, text me, email me, but I would love to talk to you. One of the theories with the Randy Leach case, I want to take the time to debunk right now. I had mentioned in previous videos that I contacted the NOAA. They gave me the Kansas City office, who sent me the weather records for the month of April in 1988 for the Linwood area. And it shows that it was indeed dry. They were actually in the second year of a 3-year drought. So this theory that was announced 10 years afterwards doesn't sit right with me. And this is the theory that comes from Agent Tim Dennis from the KBI. He come out and said that he believes that Randy drove the vehicle off into Stranger Creek, and it basically floated his vehicle as far as St. Louis, just floated it down and was gone. He referenced the movie Kansas, where a vehicle drives off into Stranger and sinks, as to basically his evidence of this. Problem with that is the creek used in the movie Kansas was actually a creek that was over by Valley Falls, Kansas. It was not Stranger Creek. Number two, the problem with that, it was dry. There's no water there. How is a vehicle going to float to St. Louis in mud and sand? It's not going to happen. And I know I'm coming across as throwing this guy under the bus. And to be honest with you, I basically am. Because being an agent on this case with the KBI in that time frame, he was boots on the ground and knew there's no water in that creek to start with. And yet comes out with this 10 years later. The family themselves have searched Stranger Creek in that time frame, and there was nothing. We've also heard that down the road they did find a couple vehicles in there. One of them was between the old bridge and the train track bridge. The second one was a little ways past that. Neither one of them, I believe, was near the Kansas River. And even if the creek was flooded, it's still next to impossible to believe a car would have made it to the river with all the twists and turns in this creek. So I've got to debunk the claim made by KBI agent Tim Dennis that this is what happened. Scientifically, it's not possible. Common sense says it's not possible. I would like to know why he come up with this. And, you know, Agent Dennis, my contact information is in the corner. If you see this and you can contact me to kind of explain your thought process on this, kind of help me understand where you're coming from with this, because I would really like to know, because with the evidence out there, this theory don't make sense. And the fact that it took so many years after Randy disappeared before you guys even searched Stranger Creek, and yet this is the theory that you end it with, it don't add up. I would like more information from you on where you drew this conclusion, how you got here. And again, you know, I don't like throwing people under the bus, but when it's something that is so easily debunked, I've got to come on here and share that. I mean, anybody can contact the NOAA. They will put you in contact with the Kansas City office. They could send you this information as well. Very easy to get and completely debunks this theory. And that is, he was, I believe, the head investigator from the KBI on this case. And it makes it very easy to see why the family was having their doubts with how this case was handled, if this is the type of theories that he come up with.
And unfortunately, there's more of that kind of stuff involved with this case. Stuff we obviously can't discuss at the moment, but from what we've read and talked to in the whole 9 yards, it really just, you kind of shake your head like, are you kidding me? So what I'm going to say is there's more to this whole disappearance than what you've heard or seen. There's a lot more.
And I mean, I absolutely invite Agent Tim Dennis to call me, email me, text me, something, because I really would like to know your thought process with this theory. Maybe you can make me understand this in a way that I could agree with you, but I don't see it with the evidence that's out there that shows otherwise. And I know Adventures with Purpose did sonar the entire Cedar Creek from the old bridge to the Kansas River. Betty and I believe her daughter and some people, I believe, had a magnetometer out there who searched from the old bridge to the Kansas River. I believe it was to the Kansas River. And they did not make a single hit on anything. So one or the two would have found something there if there was a vehicle there. And being there was no water, that vehicle would have sunk down in the mud right there just enough to cause a vacuum seal that would hold that car into place until somebody literally pulled it out. And just like that, our trio is down to 2 until she gets back, unless Tex is joining us here. But yeah, I would love to be able to talk to him just to figure that out. And that's one of the things that has really bothered me since we first started looking into this case. And I mean, the weather is public information anybody can get. So that's where I'm at on that theory. Personally, I can debunk that theory. Not enough water there. Not possible. And I was reading somebody's theory the other day, and it went along the lines of something to do with Captain Creek. And it just happened that Captain Creek on West 91st Street, we actually got wrote down as an area of interest. So we will be going to Captain Creek and giving that a search. There is also there's 2 separate ponds that Google Earth pictures show possibilities of there being a vehicle in there. And I believe both of these come from Brittany. Yeah. Here we go, keep saying your name. But I do want to knock on those doors and see if we could get permission to check those ponds and see if these are vehicles or not. On the Kansas River itself, what are we up to? 3 or 4 specific areas of you could see something in the image. 2 of these absolutely look like vehicles, and there's like 2 of them that we're unsure of. Then there's another one that I think it looks more like a flat bottom boat that sank, but I can't make it out for sure, so we're gonna need to check that out as well. We've got Kill Creek in DeSoto that I really want to do a search on it. And I know this video may seem like it's all over the place, but we're trying to get as much of this information out that we can and where we're going to be. And there are several lakes around the area that I still feel should be looked at. And one of those is Gardner Lake. The reason I say this is, as an avid fisherman myself, it doesn't matter what lake you go into. Most fishermen do not turn their sonars on until they're closer to the area they're actually going to fish. So most of us never have our sonar on around the boat ramp and the docks and that whole area. And then when we're coming out, a lot of times the dam will run alongside from over where the boat ramps are. We may fish down that, but we're not paying attention to sonar at that point. You're fishing the dam and you're going to find fish there. So as an avid fisherman, I don't believe that the areas of interest at like Gardner Lake does have the sonar time put into it that others may think that it has. And yes, there's a lot of people there, there's a lot of boats on the lake, but that doesn't mean that sonar is run in these areas, and that is where a vehicle would have had the easiest access to get into it. And not just Gardner Lake, this is many lakes. So we will be going to these lakes and doing searches on those as well. If nothing else, just to clear them. Like Gardner Lake, I ain't sure we're going to find anything there. I haven't really seen anything that would lead me to Gardner Lake, but it is a big body of water that is in the general vicinity. It's like 30 miles, 30 minutes south of where the party actually took place. So, if nothing else, just to clear that body of water once and for all, know without a doubt it's clear. The DeSoto Bridge on the Kansas River, I don't know if that was Brittany that sent that one to us.
I'm not sure.
If it was Brittany, I'm sorry for not remembering. If it was not, please contact us so we know who you are. We want to give credit to anybody who gives us information and we act on it. We don't want people to think, oh yeah, they went out here and found this on their own. We want to give you credit for this. So this person had told me that they had seen a vehicle in there and it is likely covered with sand at this point. And again, it may have been Brittany, but I'm not sure on this one. So if you could reach out and let us know, I'd appreciate that. That spot on Stranger Creek, definitely. Mm-hmm. And that will be one of the areas we try to access the next time we're out in that area. I'm sorry, I got a ton of properties on here I'm trying to go through. Another area I would love to get access to is the old Flanagan property. Yeah. I would love to do that with ground penetrating radar. And there are some ponds in that area. I would love to use sonar on it. And in that area, I would also like to check out the pond on the old Burns property.
Yeah. And
be able to at least clear that, if nothing else, and put the rumors to rest on that. And I mean, several names on here that I don't like throwing the names out like that, but there is, I mean, literally over 51 areas on here, and it's actually more than that because the Kansas River, some of it's linked into one. And I haven't been able to confirm if Bear Lake has been searched yet. So if anybody has that information, please reach out and let me know, because that is another one I feel should be looked at.
Pause.
Tex is getting all kind of worked up. And I do want to pause here for a minute and bring up the Summer Wills case out of Tennessee. This is the 5-year-old girl. We done our layout video last night on this case. We have been continuing to dig into this case. There does seem to be some new information coming out, and we're trying to go through that, piece that together, and then we will be updating you guys on it. But again, if you're using Google Earth, any type of tool like that, please be looking at this case, sending that information down to their sheriff's department. They have a lot of boots on the ground right now. Land search, water search, aerial search. Get that information to them, and they can let you know if they've already cleared that. I do know they have, last I heard, was over 4 miles out from the house in circumference. They have searched most of this 3, 4, 5 times. They're searching the waterways. They've got drones out there. They are doing everything they can to find this little girl. So any information that you could send out there may help them. So please do that. We need to get this little girl home. The search that was supposed to took place today here for us was the Cole Firestein case, and we had 3, possibly 4 locations we wanted to go to today. With the rain and the flooding, that was obviously off the table. I did speak to the person who contacted me about the case and asked us to look into this not 20 minutes before we started this video. And I let him know that I've had some of you reaching out to me with, thoughts, theories, locations, etc. He is very grateful for that. Please keep that information coming in. There is so little known about that case that it really limits what we can do, especially since there's not a vehicle or anything like that involved in this case. And there's always the chance that he's in the Missouri River, and unfortunately, when it's just a person who's not contained, in a vehicle, in a barrel, something like that, especially after 2 years, there's nothing you can really find at that point. And I hate that fact of it, but I would rather not beat around the bush and say, hey, we could find this in the river, when we know that, you're not going to find something there. So we're very hopeful that some of our other locations we are unable to find some kind of answer. So those searches have been put off for a little bit. We got to let the water go down, dry up a little bit, then we can get in to search these areas. The Star Boomer case, we're going to need, basically at this point, we're waiting for Sharon to be able to, I'm fine with that.
Okay.
She smacked me because I dropped a name. But anyway, we're waiting for Sharon to be able to sit down with us, and she is going to let us film, and she is going to share that entire story with you. This will likely include who the detectives believe are involved in this, locations, etc. And then we will, if we have to, be renting GPR to go do a search on an area. Once we're there and set up, this area won't take 2 minutes to search that spot to see if there's somebody buried there.
So the spot you're going to check, just remind the viewers, is it water? Is it land?
This is land, and the bar that she was in and was attacked, and the detective believes was killed through this attack. Outside of the bar, they have a cellar door that goes downstairs. There is concrete outside the cellar door that almost immediately after the disappearance, all of a sudden it was ripped up and there's new concrete that was poured there. And a family member had let me know that they believe that Star was actually put in there and then covered with concrete. So we will be getting the GPR, even if we rent it, to take to that area and either find something or clear that area.
And explain again what GPR is.
Ground penetrating radar. Yeah. Then we've got one video that's going to be released at midnight tonight, and one at 6 in the morning for 2 new cases that have come in to us. And I'm not going to really go into details on those right here. They will be, midnight tonight, 6 in the morning. Please check those out. One of those is in Arkansas, and the other one is in Michigan. So you won't want to miss those. And both of these, there's going to be a lot of Google Earth work going into these. And it sounds like some of the areas, you might not be able to see from the road itself, but Google Earth, you very well may come across something on there. But all the information on those cases will be coming out. All of the flyers are posted on our Facebook page, Muddy Water Search and Recovery. Speaking of that, if you haven't subscribed to our channel, please subscribe, like the videos, share your comments. The more our channel can grow, the more we're going to be able to help these families. And 100% of any money that comes in, be it donations, or be it we do hit our numbers and we monetize our channel, every bit of that is going into buying more gear. It's not even going to pay our gas to go on the searches. We're going to cover that. This is just going to ensure we have the gear that we need to be able to go and do these searches. And I've got a job, get a paycheck, my bills get paid, food's on the table. This is simply to help these families out. That's the only reason we are here doing this. And speaking of that, our t-shirts are on the website, and the website will have the link down in the comments. And on top, all of the Muddy Water Search and Recovery merchandise, 100% of that goes into our search efforts. The other stuff on the website is actually Crooked Trail Designs, which is
my company.
big in here. So why don't you tell us a little bit about Crooked Trail Designs?
Crooked Trail is I like to craft, go figure, and I make jewelry. I design t-shirts. I have home decor. It's just little stuff like that. It's mostly outdoors related or country related. It's just...
She got a Cricut.
Yes, I got a Cricut machine, so I went crazy using it. But...
When she can get it away from me. Will you grab that shirt?
These are 2 new designs, right, that you came up with?
These will be released very soon.
Now, is there anything on the sleeves this time, or no? Okay.
No, the sleeves are basically our search shirts for those on the ground searching.
These are just merchandise.
Yes.
But I'm sure if they wanted to, I mean, I
Oh,
don't
yeah,
think
we
you'd
could-
hesitate to do
oh,
that
no.
for them, though, if they'd like.
Oh no, that don't take very long, and if somebody wanted that, we could do it.
Yeah.
And these just don't look right when I hold them up. But those two designs will be available soon, and there's some other designs that will be coming shortly after. And eventually it's going to expand where it's not just t-shirts. So please check out that website. And like the t-shirts for our search and recovery, you know, we're eating the cost out of all of that. You know, and it's all to help these families. I mean, it literally feels like that's our purpose, is to help these people. And to do that, this would help fund us to help us buy our gear, because we're putting money into this every single day. So I don't want anybody to think that we're going to try to rely on donations and sales. You know, we're putting money out of pocket into this. We have no problem doing that. I mean, you can't go wrong trying to help people. And if we could help just one person, then every sacrifice will be worth it. And do you ladies have anything else?
I think we covered it.
I think we're good, but again, if you know anything or would like to help, you can remain anonymous. Don't worry about that. But we take every piece of paper or call or text or email very seriously. So don't be afraid to get a hold of us and at least say something, help us out, whatever you may think. So.
Yeah, because we do have 4 or 5 people that do send us stuff in that do wish to remain anonymous, and we will never mention their names without their permission. And we appreciate everything that they're doing, everything that you're doing. It comes back around to just a full team effort, and the one common goal is to help these families. So with that, until next time, make sure you check out the upcoming videos, turn on the notifications so you know when those videos are released. They've already been recorded and they're pre-scheduled to release at midnight and 6 a.m. Check out the website, and until next time, y'all stay safe and let's bring some of these people home.